Okay, as you can see, I'm just casually sitting on my front porch, got my shoe rack and my shoe cabinet in the background. I pointed at those opposite. It's hard to point in the camera when it's mirror image. It messes with my brain. Um, just having a good day. It's Monday. It's late morning on Monday. I just had an early lunch because I was up at 4 because I went to bed at 9, I don't know, 9:15, 9:30. I was just wiped out. Um, Ended up having, this is going to be a little personal update, and I'm going to share more than that. I'm going to kind of share a little bit of my schedule and kind of what occupies my time, my thoughts a little bit, and some of the positive, lighter, just the inherent low stress of retiring in Thailand. I think that's kind of the underlying theme, the inherent low stress of retirement in Thailand. That may be the way to do it. Um, Yesterday, still getting over this little bit of a flu, and still have kind of some residual, what you would call the food poisoning. You know, it's just like, dang, that's been well over a month, but it's a little tiny bit of it's still there. I did finally lose. The good side is I finally lost the couple kilos I put on going back to my daughter's wedding in the States. So that's I'm back to my normal weight, and I'm looking forward to dropping a kilo or two. The more fat you keep off your body, the more you keep your testosterone. And that's absolutely true. Look it up. Um, Super true for any age. I suspect very true for guys our age. But anyhow, but yesterday I was feeling well enough. I did a light arm day, and I've been kind of sneaking in a light. I actually went back to my guru, my buddy Bob, whom I credit one of the credits in my book actually, because he really kind of helped me. Excuse me, and I asked him about it, and you know what? I can squeeze in 2 arm days a week here and there. It's just greedy, it's fun, it's ego, it's pride. It makes me feel good. It makes me happy. I'm not hurting anybody. Um, but then I was surprised. I go in typical weightlifter. Then I go and I look in the mirror afterwards, and I'm like, geez, I look a little bigger than I expected, and my stomach looked a little more flat, like pretty flat, and I was like surprised because I've been struggling with my workouts with the food poisoning and the flu, duh, and so I get the tape measure out, because you got to. This is the petty, stupid stuff that can make you happy. It makes me happy. It's these dumb little things. I remember being in a psych class one time, and the prof goes, "Just the little things that make you happy or not." He says the big promotion, the Porsche, whatever. He goes, those don't do it. It's the just catching a couple good lights on your way to work that morning. It's the things like that that have a greater impact on your mindset. Than I find that to be so true for me, anyways. I hope it's the same for you. And anyways, I was bigger. I haven't been that big in over 2 3 years, probably 3 years, and I was really surprised. Really, I can't even rationalize that. That doesn't even make any sense. So, but I'm going to take it. I think some of it is the healthier food. I'm getting more sleep. I think it's the lack of stress. Before, back in the state. If you're thinking of coming here, almost nobody, and there's a couple guys on my channel, and part of me is a little bit jealous. Their marriages didn't blow up on them. They still with their original wives, and they're coming here with their wives, and that's great. 95% of the guys come here single, and if you're in that single life, divorcing life, recently, all that stuff, that's a lot of stress. And then not to mention the U.S. is a higher stress place. I love it. It's a great country. It's a great culture. It's my home. It's my people. I'll always love it. I always love going home, but it's high stress. It's just high stress. And here, it's low stress. Yesterday I was talking with a couple of Thais, and I missed a couple of things they said. And at first I was thinking it was language, and it wasn't language barrier. It was Rob's attention deficit barrier, and some of it was I just wasn't that super. It just sounded like a jerk, but I knew I'd done a favor for somebody, a local Thai, and they were thanking me, and that's great, and that's nice, and I got that, and we did all that, and then they started asking and talking with Fawn a little bit about some stuff, and whatever, and I missed some of it because I'd kind of zoned out a little bit, and I was just kind of there in my happy spot, I was probably thinking about my workout and my arm day. It's probably what I was thinking about, but nobody cared. My point is, nobody cared whether I listened or not, or wanted to leave or not, or how long I stay or not. Nobody cares, and there's no there's no obligation. There's just no obligation, and that's fantastic. I love that. So today, what the heck am I doing? So it's a quiet Monday. So Fawn's got a big day at work. I've helped her the last couple of days. She's got this big presentation thing tomorrow. So I was there the last couple of days, and that's hard for me because of my back and everything. So I was there for 2 days in a row, which is like my limit, and did all that, and I helped her students with a bunch of things. I passed out a little bit of money, not overly large gifts because that's not appropriate, but just 100 baht each to the students, so $3 US. But that they love that, and I brought. More importantly, I think, as I showed some care on my own, and not just being the arrogant Falun throwing money at people. And when I give, I always bow and I cop coon them, because But anyways, for helping her. But I went and got water. I went and got cold water for everybody. They love water. I got some Pepsi. Pepsi's big here. Pepsi's probably bigger. I'm a Coke guy, but Pepsi's the big brand here. You'll see Coke, but Pepsi's everywhere. They sometimes call all soda. Sometimes they'll just say Pepsi. I want Pepsi. I want orange Pepsi. Oh, you want orange pop? Yeah, orange Pepsi. So you'll get that. Anyways, did all that, and so today she's off doing that, and Fawn is again. I matter to her. Another part of my lower stress is I matter to my. I'll call her. I'm going to officially call her my fiance because. I matter to her, and when you don't matter as much to your woman, that's more stressful. And I matter a lot to Fawn, and that's less stressful for me. That's a lot less stressful when I matter. And so she was protective of me, as she always is. And she's like, no, I don't want you. I want you hurting your back, and I want you to rest today. And I did want to rest. And so it turned out her 2 boys and Yui's 2 boys, regular viewers know Cousin Yui, who does all my shirts, tailors everything to fit just right. Which I enjoy. That's just one of those little dumb things I enjoy. And they're all 4 boys. Each have 2 boys. They're sick. They're all sick. So I went and got a bunch of medicine and some lemon soda and there's these little like a vapor inhaler. It's non-medical. It just helps open your airways a little bit. The Thais use that a lot. Medicine's tightly controlled here, so a lot of things you can't get. So I got a little care package for all 4 of the boys. I rode on my nice lovely orange motorcycle to the corner store and got all that, and with my new motorcycle flannel shirt. I have an armored flannel, which I love, and today was the first day really using it, which was nice because it's cold enough. So that was fun. And then I did all that to the good helper guy thing. And then I came back here and I was just watching some YouTube movies. I don't really watch other content much, like per se Thai content. I get suggestions from time to time, and on a rare basis I might take a peek at something, but generally I just want to do my thing, and I'm a little worried that if I start following other people, I'll subconsciously copy them or something, and I just want to do my own thing in my own vacuum and just have it just come from what I see here with the Thais that I deal with regularly and the long-term expats that I see here regularly, and right out of my head onto the channel, and that's it. I just want to keep it simple. Anyway, so I was watching some movies. Pierce Brosnan, I'm a bit of a fan. He's got a new movie, Fast Charlie. So far, pretty good. Basic movie. I've been watching Jack Reacher Season 2. I'm up to current on that, so I'm waiting for Episode 4 to drop, so there's that. And I was just having a good morning. I reviewed my Thai homework. I've got my Thai homework on my iPad. School's closed until probably first or second week of January, so I've got a few weeks, just no school, which is, I'll kind of miss Usani a little bit, although she'll stay in touch as a friend a little bit, and I'll message her, she'll message me, but there won't be any formal lessons, but she gave me some homework and some study stuff to do. I've been behind. I'm not good on the short tones. People will tell you there's 5 tones in Thai language. That's not true. There's 10, because there's 5 tones long and the same tones, more or less, short. And how they're written is totally different, and how they're pronounced is totally different. I'm going to call that 10 tones. Shoot me. I don't care. Anyway, so I was studying that a little bit, and I'm just kind of setting that up, kind of getting that in my back of my mind, what I'm going to study later this afternoon when I just chill out. And then Fawn's mom came by on her motorcycle in the street across here. Hang on, you can just see the street right across there. That's my little view. I just kind of watch the Thais and the road go by a little bit. Hang on, put this back where it belongs. And she goes, Rot Bangdet, Rot Bangdet. And I go, what? I go, alai, and you go, what? And she goes, Rot Bangdet, and I'm like, car. Bangdet is shade, car shade. see now, car is kind of generic here for car or motorcycle. And then she goes, "What si som?" Car orange. Okay, orange motorcycle. Okay. Shade. Oh, it's probably the sun's moved. My bike's now in the sun. I went over there and it was just getting in the sun. It was really thoughtful. They're thoughtful that way. I matter to them. Isn't that nice? And so I went and got my bike and I decided, well, heck, it's shady in my front yard. I always get this nice mid-morning shade here. I'll do my taekwondo and my martial arts patterns and things in the front yard, or a little stretching, something like that, and then the shade's up. It's really nice. Anyway, so I put my bike here, and then I just washed it. It's just a little bit of road dust. Thailand's dusty, in my opinion. It's because dry and dusty. Out here, other places are more humid, but here's dry and dusty, like buying the Southwest or something. That's what I would say. This is a little bit like Arizona, but not nearly as hot. And so I just basically got a little tiny, like a half a gallon bucket I have. And I got a rag, and I just wiped the bike down, and that was it, and it looks great. And then, I don't know, that's as good as it's going to get, and I don't care. It looked fine, And then I went and got some energy drink. The Thais like the energy drink. Kind of a funny culture on that. They only drink one bottle a day. Like, I know people that like energy drinks, like that Red Bull and all that. It's all that kind of stuff. It actually was originated in Thailand, I guess. I guess the Red Bull guy is a Thai. He's like, I think he's a super rich, maybe it's an Indian guy that lives in Thailand. But there's a Thai connection here anyways. You can look it up. I don't want to mangle it and get it wrong. But anyways, they only drink one bottle a day. Guys back home, I don't drink 4 or 5 a day. It probably isn't healthy. But I brought a second wave over one day on the construction site where we're working on my house with Fawn, just doing the wall and some grading right now. We'll do the house in another year, but start it in another year. And Kun Pa goes, "Oh no, my D. I'm like, well, my D is no good, and that's very strong. That's like, Kun Pa would rarely say that. And I'm like, oh, I screwed up. What did I do, And it was, they only drink one a day. He goes, "Krang na, nung krang, wan la, nung krang," one time a day, and that's it. And he goes, "Set leo." Set leo is like, it's done. Like, set leo, it's polite and it's nice, but it's over. Whatever it is, if it's set leo, it's over. So, I hope you're never set leo. Anyway, so there was that. So I washed my bike, and I went over and I parked it back over there, and then Grandpa wanted to fist bump me, so I gave him his little fist bump. And then yesterday, I see Cousin Yui doing her hand wash laundry business. So cute. And which reminds me, yesterday afternoon I handed Yui my other motorcycle shirt, my warm weather motorcycling shirt, the mesh one. The sleeves are too long. They always came like, I have really long arms like a orangutan. I don't know who you got to be to have arms an inch and a half, 2 inches longer than mine. Like, I'm almost never seen that. And anyway, so she's shortening the sleeves. I virtually never shorten the sleeves on anything. But anyway, so doing that. And then I made sure I dropped off a few things over at her place. I don't do a tit for tat. I don't want to be petty like that. But I want to make sure I'm always handing them plenty of stuff. So in my mind, she's the highest paid seamstress in the village. That's my intent. And I think I'm doing that. And then I've been working on some content for the channel, and I actually had to draw this out. It's a graph I'm working on. This is going to be super controversial. I'll have to do like a disclaimer in the front and all that. But this is going to be, there's kind of like you can kind of slice up the Thai culture that comes with different types of Thai ladies and kind of how they tend to want to interact and engage with the foreigners and stuff. And there's kind of some consistent patterns that kind of come out, and I'm trying to kind of literally map it. It'll just be fun to try, and I'm just going to put it into a video and just bumble my way through it best I can. But it would be kind of interesting, and it might be kind of enlightening to some guys, too. And then I did recently have a couple of guys, which was fine. They weren't disrespectful. They were fine. A couple people pushed back on some of my negativity towards Pattaya. And let me just address that. I mean, I'm out here in the Isan region, and you become a product of your environment, okay? You do. And out here, all of the Thais are like, everything in Pattaya is bad, all the people, it's just a cultural, it's Michigan State versus Ohio State, or U of M versus Ohio State, whatever and there's a big rivalry. I mean, that's actually kind of a more serious rivalry than this probably is. And yeah, I'm sure the people in Pattaya think that up here is a bunch of bumpkins or something, whatever, I get that. But so some of that one is just I'm a product of my environment, and it just sort of leaks out onto the channel. And I always say I've got my own personal bias. You've got to pull that out of it and make your own decisions, I mean, you might not like this quiet village life. I'm entertained easily. I find my own thoughts interesting. I read a lot. I watch a little bit of stuff. I study my Thai. I text with my son a lot back home. Probably takes an hour of my day every day. Praise God. I mean, those things keep me busy. My life would be probably boring to most expats, and particularly guys that choose to settle in the Gulf Coast, where there's more going on, more action all the time. And to me, it's too loud. They'd come up here for 3 days, want to kill themselves. They couldn't do it. So you got to put my personal bias. You got to adjust for that. Okay. Um, but and then the other thing about Pattaya is, one, on the record again, I like Jomtien Beach. I really do. I bought my motorcycle there. That's how I got introduced to it. It's kind of a classy place, and I mean that. I'm not trying to be an apologist. It's literally kind of a classy place. It's expensive, as I've said before. I don't know if I could afford to live. That'd probably be pushing my budget. I mean, I could, I think, but I'd be pushing my budget. I wouldn't want to. In the condo where my bike was at, it was basically, they were living one big party there, like a bunch of swinging singles. It was all people coming and going, guys with Thai girls, and coming in and out of the pool and going to the bar. And they were just living the stereotypical singles, which is cool. That's more action than I want. I couldn't walk all that much. My back would be killing me in 20 minutes. So I like this. I got my comfortable chair and my little lumbar pillow. I mean, I'm just a quiet guy. You got to take that into account. And then the other thing is, legitimately, in all honesty, I wouldn't recommend, and I don't think any sane, sober, rational person, somebody come, would recommend that somebody newer here go to Walking Street to look for a wife. I think that's a terrible idea. That I will stand on. That's not a good idea. Don't do that. Are there nice girls there? Sure. Could you find one? No, you're not going to find one. Nobody else found one, and neither are you. I mean, that's I'm being a little bit of humor there, but in overstating it slightly. But the odds are not good. You get a lottery ticket. Here's another funny thing. I want to. I got my when I picked my cappuccino machine. I'll try and put a picture in here when I do it. I picked my cappuccino machine. I went with a Philips 5400. Love it. Really love it. It's really working great, and I've really it's fun shopping for beans and trying which beans are the best. And I've adjusted the grind. I got the grind down to just where I like it now. It's just a matter of which beans and stuff. So it's working really well. And it's just in the morning I'm so tired, and depending on what my pain levels are when I crawl out of bed, my arthritis, and you guys probably have arthritis too when you get out of bed. I'd love to make a handmade cappuccino. I'd love to just be my own barista, but I'm still tired. But I'd like some coffee. So I go over there and I push start. I put the cup under there and it rinses itself, which heats up my little porcelain cup, which Fawn's aunt gave me one that's like the exact metaphysically perfect size of my cappuccino, which is just lovely. And I pour the hot water out in the sink, and I put the cup back, and I push the cappuccino button, and it remembers the way I like it from the last time. I just hit start. And about 45 seconds later, I've got a double cappuccino with a small amount of foam and fairly little water. And it's short and strong the way I like it. And I put in the tiniest microscopic amount of natural brown sugar in there just to take a little bit of bitterness off of it. Not that there's much. And it's fantastic. I'll have 2 of those every morning. I'd love to have a third, but it's probably not healthy. So I just have 2 double caps every morning, watch them with the sunrise, and I'll check my YouTube channel, check my messages with my boy, stuff like that. It's a great morning routine. But so the Philips, I love the Philips machine. And then so I just got my Philips shaver today. And then I finally found the Philips has a big presence here. And if you want higher end electronics, you don't want rip-off or knockoffs or fakes, Philips actually has a presence here, is my point. And their home delivery, I've gotten 3 items and they're all authentic. I can tell you for a fact they're authentic. Because I got fake heads for my Philips Sonicare toothbrush, and they don't work so hot. They're borderline unsafe. Anyway, so there's some. I'm not going to make any inappropriate jokes, but anyway, so all this stuff here was authentic and good, and it's nice. So if you're looking for higher end home stuff, sometimes that's a challenge finding a little taste of home and some of your conveniences you want. I love village life and all, and I don't mind having to have the water run into a big bucket to get the hot water out of my house. It's a whole long story of why I have to, and I got to scoop myself like I'm in a river if I want a hot shower. But some days I want a hot shower and it's worth the extra effort. I don't mind those kind of inconveniences. It's kind of part of the fun for me. But sometimes I just want my modern freaking convenient electronics or my can of aerosol bug spray, my Baygon. I need my freaking can of Baygon. When I got a bug in my room and I'm tired of it and I don't want any more freaking bugs in my room, set Leo, right? and that's what I do. That's what's going on in video number 2 with the new microphone. I'll see how the sound comes. I think my voice is returning to normal a little bit. It still feels a little whiny and nasally, but it's not as bad as it was last time. And but this is just a typical Monday. This is just a great, nice, easy. I rode my bike down and got the Calabao, delivered it to Kun Pa today. The Calabao energy drink. I gave him that. Checked on the wall. Just nobody bothering me. I got no pressure on me. Nobody has a hold on me. I just come and go, do what I want when I want. It's nice, you know. All right. If you're a regular viewer, and particularly that drywall crew guy is still watching, you know, hope you come out. You guys should treat yourself, and if you're not quite ready to retire yet, or you can't quite retire yet, I get that. It's hard. Retiring is hard, and especially these days, it's hard. It was no cakewalk for me to manage my retirement. It was a fight, you know. But you should accrue some time off and come for 3 weeks or something at least, and do that, you know. And my advice would be don't spend all 3 of them on Walking Street. At least, you know, if you're gonna, you know, no judging, but try and get out and see some of the country a little, you know. All right, goodbye, good luck. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. Kun Pa, Palm Gula, Luke Sao Kun. Palm Ice Cream Lale. Oh, underline mark. Saturday night with my date. Hey, phone. With my date. Walking the kids around with Cousin Yui's help in the pink shirt, and then Fawn and I will split off. And I saw a place up here has a club sandwich and fries, and get a beer with that, and call it an easy Saturday night. My name is Rob, and thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. I meant every word I just said with respect.